Alright, let's talk about printing the parts for your RC car. When it comes to 3D printing, the most important things are your filament type, infill percentage, and number of perimeters or walls. These three parameters decide how strong and durable your parts will be. And since every part of the car serves a different purpose, they all need slightly different properties. For example, tires need to be flexible, gears need to be tough to handle torque, and body panels, they don't really need to be strong or flexible, they are mostly for looks and protection. That's why we'll use different filament types for different parts. Filament types. Let's start with the basics. PLA is the easiest filament to print with and great for prototypes or decorative parts that don't take much stress. TPU, sometimes called flex, is a flexible filament. It's not as soft as rubber, but it gets pretty close. Perfect for printing stars and shock absorbers. PETG, my personal favorite for RC projects, is stronger than PLA, less brittle than ABS, and handles vibration really well. Great for mounts, brackets, and anything that needs moderate strain. Nylon. This one is the best. Super strong, durable, and impact resistance. Ideal for gear, axles, and drivetrain components. It's a bit trickier to print, but totally worth it for critical parts. Infill percentage. Now let's talk about infill. Most licers default to around 15%, which saves plastic and time, but it also makes parts weaker. Here is how it breaks down. At 15%, your part is mostly hollow. At 50%, it's noticeably denser and stronger. At 100%, there are no gaps and it's completely solid, but it takes way longer to print and uses the most material. There is quite a lot of debate around infill settings. Some tests show that 100% infill produces the strongest parts, especially with rigid materials like ABS. However, others have found that after about 50 to 70%, the strength gain becomes minimal and you mostly add weight and print time without much of improvement. The infill pattern also makes a big difference. In fact, some research suggests that gyroid infill offers one of the best balance between strength and flexibility. Personally, I use 50% infill for the build. It's great balance between durability, weight and print time. But if you have done your own testing and found something that works better, go for it. Perimeters or walls. Another important setting is the number of perimeters, the solid outer shells for your print. I recommend setting 5 perimeters for most parts. It adds a ton of durability, especially against impacts or layer separation. You can print almost everything in PETG, except for part that needs to bend or flex, those should be in TPU. If you don't have PETG, PLA will still work for non-load bearing pieces. Another thing that made a huge difference for me was using glue on the print bed. Honestly, about 90% of my print failures came from the poor bed adhesion. A simple glue stick solved it, cheap, fast and super reliable. If you've been struggling with prints lifting at the corners, give it a try. One last thing, orientation matters. Try to align layers lines with the direction of stress, so parts won't split under load. Avoid overhangs when possible and rotate parts for minimal supports. Before each chapter, I'll tell you exactly which component you need to print and what material and parameters work best for them.